Sup, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of Skool and Whop to some degree for high ticket coaching and how it may not be the best for some things. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'll be talking about Skool versus Whop. If you want like the short version, the TLDR is like don't use Whop, use Skool, okay? And that's like the TLDR, and this is specifically for coaching, right? And I'll get over why in a bit, but let me go over like the pros and cons of Skool first. And we all know Skool, right? Skool, the platform for communities, and I use some like pictures of like communities. Like this is what I put for like like draw me a picture of like a community, and this is what Midjourney came up with, which are some pretty cool pictures. Anyways, some pros of Skool is that it is a game changer. For me, it's absolutely a game changer. You can host your community, you can host your groups, you can host your, like your videos, your courses. It's been a game changer, right? So it has multiple benefits and replaces like a lot of my tools actually. So of course we have community, we have like a payment processor, we have a course platform. We now have video hosting, right? And like live meetups and like live webinars you can actually do on Skool now. And it has replaced my opt-in page because I split tested this, and the Skool page, the about page, it like outperformed my own opt-in pages. So it's like, I just stopped using opt-in pages and just use Skool now. And it acts as a low ticket product if you're using like a paid community, right? Which you can upsell to like your higher ticket stuff. So we're using the castle method, right? And it also has like in my opinion, like a higher quality crowd and audience versus just, getting people into like an email. And not only that, but then you can kind of gauge like what kind of quality you're getting into, your emails versus just looking at emails by themselves, right? If you see somebody's email just by the email themselves, like you can't really tell if this is the right person or not, right? But on Skool, you can to some degree. So that's what another benefit of Skool. Of course, I believe it has some cons, okay? So some cons that I realized after, running Skool, running the paid stuff for, a couple months now, it's like there's many cons with the free trial stuff. I kind of wish they had like a paid trial, which I think it's like the best of both worlds. But with the free trial, and this is just from my experience, especially if you're doing like a higher ticket thing, right? Pretend like you have like $1,000 a month thing, and then you give a free trial for that. Well, like a bunch of these are going to be like freebie seekers, right? They're essentially getting like $1,000 thing for free, right? And it's just going to attract a lot of freebie seekers, in my opinion. And from my experience, I attracted a lot of like freebie seekers into my world by having the free trial. And the thing is this: the thing about Skool is like, if a person's payment declines, then they get an additional, so they don't remove them automatically from the Skool community. What they do is like they have it retry, I think like 4 times, but during this time where they retry 4 times, the person stays in the community. They don't get kicked out. You know what I mean? So they're getting the 7-day free trial plus an additional 4 days if the payment declines. So they're getting like 11 days for free. And it's kind of like, it's not really fair. Like it's not really fair for the people who actually paid, for the 7 days, and then like the payment goes through. Because these people, they're getting additional 4 days for free when their payment has declined. So it kind of doesn't seem fair in that way. I think they should kick people, like, you know what I mean, once their like payment declines, and then let them in once the payment goes through. But I kind of understand, like, from Skool's perspective, it's like, they're retrying like 4 different times to like recover that payment. But that's just something that I figured out. And I think some people, especially like the freebie people, they have like the payments decline on purpose, because they want like the free stuff and they want it for, longer. So maybe that's something that I realize. And again, it just attracts a lot of like people who just join with the free stuff. Maybe they have like a virtual card on file, which is going to decline. and then they check out your stuff, like they download all your stuff and then they leave. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's my experience at least so far, and I just wish they had like a paid trial. I think that could solve many things. But that's just something that I've noticed. And then the upsell feature, like Skool doesn't really have an upsell feature, right? So for like upselling stuff with like the traditional sales funnel, it is still best to do with like Go High Level or something similar, right? Especially for like the one-time offers. And what I would love to have on Skool is, so I won't really ask for like an upsell feature because you could just do that with Go High Level, I guess. And it's probably going to be an engineering nightmare for the engineering team. But what I really would love is gated discussions, like gated discussions. So I thought when they introduced tiers, like I thought because this was the one thing that I was looking forward to, so that we can split the free people from the paid people. And because like, it just naturally, it just makes sense that the paid people can have like their own like section where they can talk about like the paid course or whatever, right? But then for some reason, like, I don't know why, Sam, why did you include this? You know what I mean? It just makes sense. And a lot of people, like, in the YouTube comment section and like Skool group itself, they're talking about, can we please have gated discussions? And honestly, it just makes common sense, like, to include it. It's like, yeah, let's split up the discussions between free and paid. But because we can't do that, what we got to do right now is create another group, right? So that's like the workaround, that's been around, but I just kind of wish we can include this in the tiers format, right? So that's one thing that I would love to have on Skool. But aside from that, like, I love Skool, right? I love Skool. It's a big game changer for me in my business, and then I can have the whole like the castle, the freedom castle that I talk about. We can use a Skool for that purpose. So Skool versus Whop. Okay, so the thing is, I did try Whop and I gave it a good chance. Like, I was really open to it, and I was like, okay, let me try this whole Whop thing, right? But here's my conclusion. Like, in its current version, at least, it is very confusing. It is very, I don't know. It's just confusing to me. And then we all know, like, who became a co-owner of Whop, right? Iman Gadzhi. And the same thing with Skool, right? Like, Alex Hormozi joined Skool, and he's now a co-owner of Skool. But then Whop is very confusing. Like, I find like there's so many things, so many bells and whistles going on, and it can kind of be distracting to get like the main focus of like your community or whatever. And even after 30 days, right, I was still confused. I was still like going through the Whop, and I was like, where was that thing that I needed to do again? Like, which section was that part in? It can get kind of confusing. And even if like somebody like me gets confused by it, and I would consider myself pretty damn tech savvy, right? Like, imagine how like your clients would get. Imagine how confused they would get, right? And I do believe Whop does have some specific uses though. Like, it's very good for things that move fast, like for like news, for example, or like trading. I feel like a lot of traders on there, like financial traders, right? Because like it moves fast because they have like a chat feature, right? So, and a chat feature is a double-edged sword because it can be a good thing if you need like quick, like, new stuff, like trading stuff, but then also can be very distracting, right? That's why I like Skool, because they don't have the chat feature, where it's like it can be totally confusing. Like, if they have like a group chat feature, I think it'll be very distracting. Okay, very distracting. Like I said, like many things going on. You also get like a bunch of updates from like your other Whops, and then so many bells and whistles. It's very Discord-like, by the way. And the thing is this, like, the founders, they started with like the kind of like a Discord like software kind of thing, and then they transitioned into creating their own app, which is Whop, right? And the thing is, like, because it's like speed is needed for like remember that whole like crypto and NFT phase, and we all use like Discord for it. Well, Discord made sense for that kind of stuff, again, like the trading stuff, right? Because we needed information in a timely manner, in a very fast manner, right? So for like drops, for example, we needed to use Discord, something that was really fast, and we can, spread information quickly, right? Or for like crypto releases like Discord and like Whop, it kind of made sense for that kind of stuff. But for coaching, you don't really need that stuff, you don't really need it won't make a difference whether you're in, this minute versus the next, versus for like, some like crypto stuff, okay? Different from like crypto stuff, right? Plus it's like very hectic, complex, and very confusing in my opinion. So I would just stick to Skool if you're doing the whole castle stuff, if you're doing coaching, right? Coaching or group stuff. And Skool is just simple, right? Skool is just simple, and people can just focus on one thing at a time. And when choosing a product, by the way, I like looking at the team. So I asked this, okay, like Whop versus Whop team versus the Skool team. It's like, who would I rather get behind? Like whose team would I rather be in? You know what I mean? Like which team do I believe in more? So it's like, Iman Ghazi and the Whop founders versus like Sam, and we got Andrew Kirby, of course, and of course we have Alex Hormozy. It's like, which team would I rather be on? It's like, I would definitely prefer this team because, in my opinion, like it's full of geniuses, and then it's like the Avengers of like the business world. It's like the Avengers of the marketing world, right? I would so rather choose this team. And the reason I like looking at the team aspect is because it's like the whole like golden goose versus like the golden eggs standpoint, right? Like you can have like a golden eggs, like a great platform, but then if like the golden goose isn't there to like, produce more of these ideas and to iterate and make improvements, then the golden goose is very short term, right? So that's why looking at a team, it's more like long-term focused, okay? And although Iman, I respect the dude, right? Love the dude, respect the dude. The thing is, like, he kind of bashes on Sam. Like, it makes him look bad. Like when you bash on like your previous mentor, it's not really cool, dude. You know what I mean? And it's like Stephen Covey has this idea where it's like, if like somebody is talking bad about one person, there's a good chance that if you are within his group, there's a good chance that they're going to talk bad about you. You know what I mean? So it's like, just don't talk bad about people, And it kind of bashes on Sam. And I kind of get it because I believe like Iman and Sam, they were talking about like a deal with like Skool and how Iman was, I guess he was going to be part of like Skool or like an investor or something. But then that didn't really fall through, right? And I guess kind of like Iman got bitter, and then he kind of like bashes on Sam now. So, and it's kind of weird how he bought like the whole like consulting.com, and then he's like now doing the whole quantum thing. And then I saw like in an interview like Sam, he was kind of weirded out by that. He was like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird how he's like he bought consulting.com. He doesn't know why, but the thing is like Sam is like so nonchalant to the whole thing, like he's just in his own lane, right? It's typical Sam. He's just like so focused on Skool and not really looking at his competitors, where like I feel like Iman, he's doing the opposite thing, right? So that's why I like looking at the team, right? I like looking at the team behind the product. And this also goes the same for like other products I use. I like Go High Level, for example. I believe the team is great, right? And they have like a strong foundation to keep it running for the long term. Okay. So, of course, this is just my opinion, right? This is just one man's opinion, okay? And I'm sure Whop, it's going to do great. I think they're breaking records. I'm sure they're going to do great. But just in my opinion, for the coaching stuff, I prefer to use Skool to build my world. And I also, of course, love the team behind it, right? So that's just what I like to use. And, of course, what you use is totally up to you. So if you are an established online coach and want to learn about reimagining your high-ticket coaching business in a totally different way, selling without sales calls, then please watch this video for more information like this. And please subscribe for more stuff like this. I think the content I can provide is super fun, relatable, and can help you get more clients, more profits, and more freedom in your high-ticket coaching business. Talk to you soon.